That sign likely to start a Twitter war. Twitter war commenced now. Utah State hasn't hosted a ranked team since 2007. They trail number 7 San Diego State by 4 points here at the half, 28-24. Back in Logan, Utah, alongside Dan Dickau. I'm Steve Quist. Your thoughts so far of this first half? We kind of knew it would be tight. I mean, San Diego State came in favored by just 2 points, and it's lived up to the billing so far.
Yeah, well, I think if you're Utah State, you've got to keep San Diego State off the offensive glass. 10 in the first half. If you're San Diego State, you must be better pick and roll and weak side defense.
Utah State with 7 turnovers. What you don't see on there is rebounding, and for the Aztecs, they have 10 offensive rebounds. So if you're Utah State, you don't turn it over 7 times, and San Diego State doesn't get 10 offensive rebounds, perhaps the Aggies would have the lead. J.J. O'Brien misfires. San Diego State shot 33% in that first half, and they missed their opening shot of the second half.
Well, they're a team that struggles to score, and we're seeing that tonight with how they're shooting from the field. But Utah State shooting close to 44% on the year. That is a good percentage against the San Diego State defense.
Jared Shaw back in there with 3 personals, 0 for 3 from the floor. And Spencer Butterfield in the low post score.
You see a nice little rub cut along the baseline. Got him open. Little jump hook finish over the top.
He's been fighting a bum hip of late. 46% shooter overall, 47% on threes. Spencer with the left hand scores on the other end.
I expect to see a lot of this in the second half. Full court pressure, both 1-2-2, as well as shadow defensive pressure.
Medlin threw it away as he tried to get it to Shaw. Shepard back the other way, gets around Rowland and scores. Shepard has 7.6 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting. Aztecs with their 1 trap on the defensive end here. Here's Medlin getting it open outside 3 and hitting it. Just their 3rd make from beyond the arc of the game.
But phenomenal job setting up yourself to come off the screen, but then the bigs, both of them, getting a piece of the defender, getting Preston Medlin open, knocking it down. Great execution by Stu Morrill's team.
He's made 2 of their 3 threes in the game. He shoots 45% on threes, but again, he was 0 for 5 on threes at UNLV, so got a little confidence back. Here's Thames off the handoff from Spencer, and Xavier Thames continues to struggle from the floor where he's 3 of 11. Steve Fisher also saying, and pay particular attention to this, that this Utah State team screens perhaps better than anybody else in the nation. And Butterfield will shoot off another one of those screens and score. That is a 2, not a 3. Nonetheless, we are even almost 3 minutes into the second half. Utah State has lost only 23 times in this building since 1999, and only once this year. They're 10-1, have not lost in conference on this floor, and O'Brien drives and scores.
But that's the problem with Jared Shaw having 3 personal fouls. He was in great weak side position, but he didn't want to fully commit to put himself in position to pick up the 4th.
Picked up his 3rd with just inside of 3 minutes to go in that first half of play. San Diego State, we should note, has been a terrific road team, so I love the 2 dynamics in play here. Don't want to shortchange them at all. Shaw recognizing the double team. Rowland will try it. And Davis with another rebound.
Good defensive possession. Double Jared Shaw, high hands active, rotating out of that double team. Winston Shepard contested 3-point shot, forced to miss.
And a reach-in foul there by Rowland.
Now Utah State doing a good job here. Preston Medlin coming off the double screen. Hands and feet ready. You're open. Knock that down this time. Spencer Butterfield off of pick and roll. Corner pick and roll. Knocking it down.
Shaw takes a breather. He goes to the bench, but that means Jordan Stone has to come in as Xavier Thames makes his 4th field goal. He has 10, first on either side in double figures here in this game.
Hey, Stu Morrill needs to find ways to get Jordan Stone on the floor here in the second half. Great job bringing energy in that first.
He played 9 minutes. He went 3 for 3. Wound up scoring 6 points, and his season high is 12, career high for that matter, against San Diego Christian. Timeout on the floor. San Diego State has opened up a 5-point advantage here in the second half. As we went to the break, I told you it was a 5-point advantage for San Diego State. The reason being, inside the arena, the scoreboard said 35-31. Our score said 36-32 because they were checking a 3-pointer. So the official crew of Randy McCall, Sean Lehigh, and Rick O'Neal went back to determine that, in fact, the Aggies did make 2 threes already and not a 2 like they had scored it in the arena, if you follow me. So we did have the score correctly on the screen. They'll fix it here inside the arena, and it's a 4-point game officially. And that would mean Utah State is 4 for 10 on threes, and Butterfield knocks down a 2.
It's just great execution on the baseline out of bounds. That's a sign of a good team. Being able to come out of a timeout and execute, whether it's sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds, or a set play.
Butterfield has 11, 2 off of his average. O'Brien with a missed shot. Runs down his own offensive rebound. And then an offensive foul against the Aztecs.
Offensive foul, O'Brien.
Chasing it down on the offensive glass, but Preston Medlin getting there, but then also selling the foul too.
This time down the floor, Utah State has a chance to draw even here with 15:35 to go. And we got another whistle. And right back over to the replay monitor goes Randy McCall and his team of officials. Steve Fisher will call his troops over, and Stu Morrill will get an extra breather here. Again, we're at elevation, so both teams will appreciate that, especially this man's team who had a quick turnaround.
Well, San Diego, that's at sea level. Last I checked, you go down to the beach, enjoy yourself, but that is a kind of an unsung advantage for a team like Utah State or Wyoming or New Mexico. Playing at altitude is something that is difficult to adjust to in a day or two.
See if we can get word of what Randy McCall went over to look at across from us. He's going to come over and tell me here. Thank you. So Randy telling us they thought that the clock started. It obviously didn't. We have it all set up as they recheck. Aztecs pick up the Aggies and rolling in the backcourt. And rolling into the front court to start the offensive possession. Here and a turnover quickly. Butterfield just lost concentration.
Here you say Utah State going into a 1-3-1 zone.
Whistle and a foul as Shepard had penetration. Jordan Stone called for his second.
Well, he sure looked like he was there. Anytime the offensive player goes to a spin move, you've got a chance, if you're in a good position weak side, to get there, take a charge, or create a turnover. That time I think it was a bad call. I think he was in position early.
San Diego State by 2 with the basketball going toward the student section. Here's Shepard, pull-up jumper, and won't get it to fall. Butterfield with a rebound, and he turned it over. That is 10 turnovers now for the Aggies. Thames, off of the 7th San Diego State steal, will score, and he's starting to warm up. Dozen for Thames.
Well, he hasn't been effective shooting the ball, but I like the fact that he's still attacking. If they're going to have success in the NCAA tournament, which I think they can have, he has got to score and score it well.
This week named to the Oscar Robertson Trophy watch list, one of 23 on that midseason list. Spencer Butterfield now with 13 right at his average.
Now, he made that midseason list, but it was kind of a shock that he wasn't on the top 25 Wooden Award list.
Because the Oscar Robertson one also distinguishes the best player in the country.
But I tell you what, if San Diego State is ranked top 10 at the end of the year and he continues to play well and have big games, he's still got a chance, an outside chance.
O'Brien drives on Butterfield over Stone and bangs it off the window. Nice move by J.J. O'Brien, who averages almost 9 a game. O'Brien has 6. Medlin, pull-up jumper over O'Brien. That's a 3. They've made 5 now as they heat up from the outside in the second half.
Well, San Diego State is trying to get them to speed up. But when you're shooting it the way Utah State is right now, it doesn't really matter. Utah shot is a good shot.
Beg your pardon, Dan. Utah State with 15 second-half points. Butterfield has 9 of them. Touched by Spencer in the post. Chance for Utah State to take the lead. Last lead by the Aggies was 15-14. Came in the first half. Medlin for that lead. They were 2 of 7 shooting threes in the first half. They are 4 of 6 in the second half. San Diego State calls the timeout. Utah State is outstanding at home. They feed off the crowd. They're doing so far. ESPN's journey to the tourney is going to continue next Saturday with a clash in the ACC as Jabari Parker leads the Blue Devils into the Carrier Dome to face C.J. Fair and the Orange. ESPN's journey to the tourney presented by Sonic. Duke versus Syracuse next Saturday at 6:30 on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. The longest active winning streaks going on right now in college basketball. Wichita State at 21. Number 1 Arizona at 19, and San Diego State trying to get to 17 wins in a row, but 4 second-half threes so far by Utah State has given the Aggies a 2-point lead on number 7 San Diego State. This 16-game winning streak by San Diego State, the second longest in school history. The 34-3 team 3 years ago won 20 in a row to start a season, including at the Kennel in Gonzaga.
Well, let's not get too excited about beating my alma mater.
Hey, they beat mine too.
Utah State going back to a zone. When you struggle to shoot the ball the way San Diego State does, and then Xavier Thain makes me be quiet, but if you struggle to shoot the ball the way that the Aztecs do at times, I'm surprised more teams haven't zoned them throughout this year.
Thames just put the Aztecs over 40% for the first time in a long while in this game with his first made 3.
But one of the other problems is it's tough to zone them because they rebound so well on the offensive glass.
Speaking of rebounds, Jordan Stone just grabbed one and got fouled. Dwayne Poley, the junior transfer from St. John's, with the infraction. That guy is delighted at Utah State's on 42 points with 11:56 to go. The other night at UNLV, they were held to 42 over 40 minutes of basketball, their lowest output since 1999. But so far, 4 second-half threes, Dan Dickau, Butterfield, and Medlin warming up.
Well, they've done it in a number of different ways. Spencer Butterfield off the side pick and roll. Rotation is late, knocking it down. Preston Medlin is hot. You've got to locate him. This time off a double down, hands and feet ready on the catch, knock it down in transition. Oh, J.J. O'Brien, hands down, I'm going to knock it down.
Those
and then he had another one almost identical to that double down.
He might be offended that they tried to check, right? The refs went over and checked.
I think he is. He's got range out to about 23, 24 feet in the half court. You have got to give him one direction to go offensively, and don't let him come off screens tight.
Butterfield has 13, Medlin has 12, so they've combined for 25 of the 42 so far. Aggies down a point. Moore drives in, and just like his dad used to do in the 70s. scores it.
Great little guard on wing pick and roll. Jalen Moore takes it to the cup for a finish.
Dad still works in the athletic department, 25th all-time scoring. That is Quinn with a missed shot. And on the alley-oop, off the side of the basket, it went out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Aztecs.
There you see a little brush screen there. Jalen Moore. That's the second nice inside hand finish that he's had tonight. But he's an interesting story. He's a local kid. His dad played here. He committed after his sophomore year of high school before he had even played varsity basketball. The program knew him from being in the area, coming to camps. They offered him early, and they're glad they did because a number of Pac-12 schools tried to recruit him late. He's going to be a good player here for Utah State.
Tremendous prep player out of Smithfield, Utah, just up the road. Shaw, and Shaw will make his first field goal of the game.
Utah State is just playing with much more energy and activity on both ends of the floor in this second half. They're back in the zone.
They match their biggest lead of the game of 3. Shrigley will try it from the outside. In and out, but Poli was there. And that is going to be against San Diego State. That was a foul on Poli, and that's going to be his 3rd.
Well, that's a tough call if you're San Diego State because you teach your guys to crash the offensive glass like that. Poli's just doing his job.
Aztecs with 11 offensive rebounds. Almost halfway home here in the second half. And a foul away from the basket underneath. They're going to get Akil Quinn. Let's go back to the 3rd personal on Poli.
Oh, I don't know about that after seeing it a second time.
Almost looked like maybe Spencer should have got called for the infraction. Medlin to Jalen Moore. And that was Berger who almost came away with the offensive rebound. He stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Turnover number 11 for Utah State. Medlin will go to the bench. You know, Medlin last year broke his wrist. The Aggies were off to a 14-1 start. And because of that, wound up missing the NCAA tournament. There was a game last year against BYU. They thought they were going to finish with just 4 players that could play in the game because of all the injuries they had. Here's Poli. He'll try it from the outside. Offensive rebound number 12 for San Diego State.
It's funny we say it's offensive rebound number 12, but they've done a much, much better job of taking care of that in the second half.
Floater by Akil Quinn, and the Northridge transfer will score 2 more. Here's Berger, had the heart attack in this building back in December of 2012. Had to get that AED machine here to revitalize him. Great entry pass inside Butterfield and more, and he scores 2 more.
But this is uncharacteristic for San Diego State. Continuing to be a half step late from weak side to strong side. That time Skylar Spencer didn't quite get there. Allowed Jalen Moore to finish at the rim.
15 assists on 20 made baskets for Utah State. 9 minutes to go. Thames, long range 3, knocks it down. Go. Marcel Davis is back in. He got trapped and winds up turning it over. Another steal for the Aztecs. Shepard over Berger. And it's Jalen Moore with a rebound. Here's Berger running in. Dish to Shaw. Shaw can't finish. Spencer has the rebound. Shrigley, another missed shot for Matt Shrigley. 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. Hey, just to be a good shooter, you just got to forget about that, right? Berger got blocked.
He's taking good shots. They look good coming out of his hand, just hasn't knocked it down.
Berger scores it. Utah State 50, San Diego State 48. Again, the Aztecs are second in the nation in points allowed in a game. They only give up 55.4. Now they turn it over. Bounce pass to Moore, and he lays it in. He'll get the basket of the foul. A turnover for San Diego State, resulting in perhaps an and-one play for Utah State. San Diego State has built one of the best programs, not only in the West Coast, but in the nation due to transfers. Bounce backs, they like to call them. Dwayne Poley, the transfer from St. John's. Josh Davis, he'll be a one and done here after getting his degree at Tulane. Xavier Thames might be the player of the year in the conference from Washington State. Akil Quinn, who nobody really expected to play this year, from Northridge, paid his own way last year, paying dividends this year. And J.J. O'Brien, who played in the Beehive State a couple of years ago.
Well, Coach Fisher and his staff recruited a lot of these guys originally out of high school. When things didn't work out at their first school, they had a good remembrance of how they treated them during the recruiting process. Plus, the success that they've had makes those guys want to come back that much more.
They call them bounce backs. They wait for them to transfer, get their letter, kind of talk to them, make sure that San Diego State's the right fit for him. Brian Dutcher, the head coach in waiting, kind of is instrumental in that, along with Justin Hudson, who's been a tremendous recruiter, not only here, but that was a great get, perhaps the best for Steve Fisher, luring him back after a stay at UNLV for a few years.
Yeah, and he's known across the West Coast and even the nation now as a great defensive coach. Somebody who really game plans extremely well, is willing to adjust game to game depending on the opponent's personnel.
Jalen Moore can't complete the and-one play, the three-point play. So the lead is 4 for Utah State. And Tanel Rowland just got called for the personal. This lead, by the way, the biggest of the game for the Aggies. Second on Rowland. It's only team foul number 3 against the Aggies. San Diego State's the team that doesn't foul much. They've committed 5 team fouls in the second half. Thames with a rare miss in the second half, and Moore corralling the rebound. Aztecs shooting 39%. Utah State 55%. San Diego State yet to lose a road game this season. You got to go back to the end of conference play last year for their last true road game loss. And that shot is blocked. Medlin had it disrupted. Thames slip, gets it to O'Brien. Shepard on the give and go to Spencer, and Spencer got fouled. It's going to be the 4th team foul. Well, it's an afternoon doubleheader of women's college hoops tomorrow at 1. Memphis faces number 5 Louisville. Then at 3, Auburn battles Florida as part of We Back Pat Week. And the ESPNU doubleheader, both games also live on Watch ESPN. Jared Shaw just got called for his 4th. It comes with 6:37 to go. He goes to the bench. He hasn't made much impact. 4.7 rebounds so far. And quite frankly, Jordan Stone has been better, who replaces him.
Jordan Stone has played extremely well tonight, and you expect Stu Morrill to stay with Jordan for quite a while now, I would expect. But on the flip side for San Diego State, they don't shoot very well from the free throw line, so this could become a factor down the stretch of this game.
Tough to shoot into that crowd with Barack Obama there on a cardboard cutout. Inside of 6:30 to go.
Where's the Mitt Romney face? I believe his family donated money to the football stadium.
That's right. It's Romney Stadium here. What a year, by the way, Utah State had. Poinsettia Bowl champions. They went to San Diego, beat Northern Illinois, and here at halftime they honored that team that almost beat Fresno State in the Mountain West Conference Championship game to win the conference. Off the screen, Butterfield found a shot with 4 to go and missed it. Here's Shepard. 1-on-2, goes after it. Contact and an offensive foul called against Winston Shepard. That'll be his third.
Easy call here. Winston Shepard, very versatile, able to do a lot of different things on the floor. If there's one knock on his game right now, is he's still learning how to play the game and understanding situations. That time, he has nowhere to go in transition.
San Diego State spends a timeout. They'll have 2 left. They're chasing 4 right now. You know, normally 5 minutes in a game is where San Diego State does its best work. They usually have a lead. They've won over 100 consecutive games when leading with 5 minutes to go, but looks as if they're going to be in chasing mode inside of 5 minutes, something that they don't do very often. Got a big doubleheader for you tomorrow here on ESPNU. Our coverage of college basketball continues with a Sunday night doubleheader. At 6, conference rivals clash as Clemson takes on the University of North Carolina Tar Heels in the ACC Sunday night game of the week. Then at 8, it's the Pac-12 battle between the Cal Golden Bears and UCLA. An ESPNU college basketball doubleheader, both games also live on Watch ESPN. Consecutive home court win streaks for one team. Over one team, and look at that, 56 consecutive wins. Clemson's never won at Chapel Hill. They might have an opportunity this year. This might be their best chance since 1926.
Well, Carolina has been as up and down as I think I've ever seen that program.
It is a loud bunch singing the Scotsman for about the 5th time since we came here. The first time was about 40 minutes before the ball game. They open up the gates 1 hour prior, so at 8 o'clock here Mountain Standard Time, and there was a rush of fans, some who camped out. It was 22 degrees outside today here in Logan.
Tell you what, you wouldn't catch me camping out in 22-degree weather.
A comfortable 22, 23 though. There was, you know, a lot of sun. If 23 can be comfortable.
Exactly.
For about, what, 90 seconds? So Utah State with a 4-point advantage. Again, the Aztecs only yield 55.4 a game. They've already made their trap, and a timeout being called by Utah State. They'll have 3 left.
Great awareness there by Preston Medlin. He realized that they were about to get a 10-second count, ran up to the official, called that timeout.
Yep. Yeah, because this year, the officials look at the clock. They don't use their arm anymore. Here's what happened in Mountain West Conference play this afternoon. Final in overtime, Wyoming knocking off that pesky Nevada team by 2 at home. Colorado State nearly the upset. New Mexico State won both their games this year against the Rams in the regular season. Boise State, a big winner. And a final in overtime, UNLV getting a win over Fresno State. And we look at the top 6 in Mountain West Conference play. SDSU with a half-game lead that's in jeopardy now. New Mexico be in this building on Tuesday. You and I will have the game on ESPNU. We'll be right back here. Tough stretch for Utah State. UNLV on the road, then back home against the 1 and 2 teams in the conference. The Aztecs and the Lobos, so this could be a big get for them if they can win it.
Stu Morrill is going to learn an awful lot about his team and how they stack up in the Mountain West.
Moore saved it from going out of bounds. 4 to shoot. Butterfield to Moore. 2 to go, and he had it stripped away with 1 to go on the shot clock. That's the 9th steal of the game for San Diego State. Thames may have to take over, and Thames drew contact against Jordan Stone, 6'10" junior from Smithfield. That's his 3rd.
But this San Diego State team, time and time again, they need a big play on the defensive end. Xavier Thames comes up with a steal. This time, does not get denied on the pick and roll. Tries to turn the corner, gets fouled by Jordan Stone, and obviously comes up shaken.
With 5:14 and counting, Jared Shaw comes back in with 4 personal fouls. 1 of 5 shooting, 4 points, 7 rebounds. They're going to need him on the glass the rest of the way out. Here's O'Brien with a spin move. Aztecs have gone 4 minutes without a bucket, and that stretch will continue. This is the biggest lead of the game for Utah State. They haven't hit a 3 or attempted one in a while here. Roland to Shaw. Touch left of the lane against Spencer, who's done a tremendous job defending Shaw, and he got him to commit an offensive foul. And guess what? That is the 5th against Shaw. He's been disqualified from the proceedings.
Well, I don't know. If he was playing in the NBA, he might have a little pink slip in his locker saying there's a $5,000 fine for that young man.
While we're on the topic of the NBA, Aztec fans will be happy to know we have the Utah Jazz general manager sitting behind us scouting. And he let us know that Utah has signed Malcolm Thomas, and they will add him to the Utah Jazz roster. So he'll be back in the NBA for a second stint this year. Malcolm's been on almost every club. Golden State, the Bulls, the Spurs, now the Jazz.
Nothing wrong with that. You pick up a jersey, frame it, put it up in your house someday.
All the paychecks are good, right?
You would hope at that level.
Here's Thames with a drive and a kick out to Quinn, and a reach-in foul against Medlin, and Xavier Thames is hobbling right at midcourt as if he turned an ankle. Second on Medlin. Team foul number 7 for Utah State. So now the Aztecs are in the bonus. 1-and-1 coming here for the Northridge transfer. Xavier Thames still trying to walk it off between the circles. Can't afford to have him out of this one. He's the only Aztec so far in double figures. Nobody else is even close. 2-point game. Again, San Diego State was favored by 2. We looked at that line and we said, odds makers must know how difficult it is for anyone to play, even a team as good as San Diego State.
Well, Utah State is good in their own right. It's an adjustment coming into a new conference, learning the other programs and their strengths and weaknesses, but they've looked very good tonight.
And there's a foul on Roland. It's going to be the 3rd on Roland. And a timeout on the floor. Don't go anywhere. 3:51 to go from Logan, Utah. The crowd's in it, and why not? Aggies are up 2. Sellout crowd. Even Bruce Lee has a seat for this one. Courtside here. 7th ranked San Diego State. They haven't lost on the road this year. Utah State 10-1 in this building, playing a ranked opponent for the first time since 2007. And with 3:51 to go, Utah State has a 2-point advantage. We did a game against Boise State. Maybe it's just you and I. Came down to the final shot at Viejas Arena about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that did come down to the final possession, and I've got a feeling it's going to come down to the final possession again here tonight.
On that night, Derek Marks over Xavier Thames, and he just missed. And San Diego State escaped with a win. They're trying to win their 17th in a row. They're trying to equalize here this time down the floor, rather.
Utah State again in the zone.
The highest rated team Utah State's ever beaten in school history was a 5th ranked team, and a great pass inside. Thames to Josh Davis.
Great find, but an even better finish for Josh Davis. And that's one thing. If you're Utah State, go ahead and foul him. Josh Davis struggles at the free throw line.
Does so many good things, though. There was a game against Fresno State. He was 0 for 8 from the floor. Scored a mere 2 points from the free throw line and still had 13 rebounds to help his team.
He's one of those guys that can impact the game without scoring. Both on the glass and on the defensive end. And there you see a great job of Preston Medlin. Get his shoulders down on the penetration, not being denied, trying to get it in the paint, but that's called the way the new rules are meant to be called. Anytime you get your hand on the offensive ball handler, that should be whistled a foul. That time it was called.
My score sheet has Quinn as picking up a 5th personal foul. Davis just got a 10th rebound for the 13th straight game. Quinn's still out on the floor with what the score sheet has as 5 personals. Thames got fouled. And that is Rowland getting extra aggressive. That's the 4th on Taneo Rowland. Again, you talked about the free throws. Not something that San Diego State does particularly well. This is the type of environment where it could cost you. Thames made 1 of 2. He has 19 points. Still looks like he's hobbling on that ankle just a bit. One more foul by San Diego State. Utah State will be in the double bonus. And Rowland, but there is Jalen Moore to take it out of the air and put it in. And Moore pays dearly for that. He's on all fours to the left of us. Looks like he might have twisted his left ankle.
But kind of a broken possession for Utah State. Taneo Rowland didn't draw the foul like he was trying to, but Jalen Moore not being denied. Anytime that ball goes up on the rim in a close game, end of game situations, you've got to go to the offensive glass. That time it paid off for him with 2 points, but not with the ankle injury.
Looked like the ending of a 30 for 30 I saw. The end of the 1983 championship game there. NC State on that play. Utah State by 1. Jalen Moore will come off the floor to a big hand. And why not? This freshman has 12 points, 6 rebounds on 6 of 8 shooting.
But defensively, he's also done a great job. He's able to switch. He's able to take them out of some things. Very impressive for a freshman.
Let's remind you, San Diego State is last in the Mountain West Conference in free throw percentage at 65%. In this game, they're 10 of 17. Thames leads it for Davis, and Davis scores.
But right there, if you're Utah State, burn a foul. Josh Davis had this shot fake, 1 dribble up and under, finish on the other side of the rim. Put him on the line, make him earn at least 1 point.
San Diego State now has the lead, 55-54. Coming up on 90 seconds to go from Logan. Aztecs looking for their 17th straight win. Trying to go to 7-0 in conference play. Best start in the Division I era for the Aztecs as far as conference play is concerned. Butterfield around 2, drives in, and Spencer swatted it away. Another block by Skylar Spencer. Couldn't have come at a better time, and the Aztecs are going to get the basketball with a lead with 1:21 to go.
It's almost like they can sense it's winning time. Defensive rotations are quicker. Help side talking is much better these last few possessions for the Aztecs.
Just the second block of the game by Skylar Spencer, who went into Allen Fieldhouse in Kansas and recorded a career-high 6 blocks, but perhaps none bigger than that one right here. Speaking of playing at Kansas, San Diego State went in there and won a basketball game, holding Kansas to less than 30% shooting in the game and knocking off Bill Self's club by 4 points, 61-57.
Well, that was a very impressive win, but Kansas has kind of righted the ship since that big loss. So come NCAA tournament seeding time, this is going to be an even bigger win for this Aztec program than they anticipated even at this time.
Aztecs ended the Jayhawks 68-game non-conference home winning streak. Big road wins for them at Gonzaga, we talked about, at Arizona, the third year of Sean Miller's tenure there before he really had him rolling, and then at Kansas here earlier this month. When play is dead, Jalen Moore will come back in even with a bum wheel.
Utah State is showing zone. They did this a possession or two ago. Showed zone, drop back to man. This time they're staying in just a zone.
Played a lot of 1-3-1 zone against UNLV. Did not disrupt the rhythm at all of UNLV. Aztecs shooting 40%. Thames with a floater. And that's going to Utah State's way with exactly 50 seconds to go.
Xavier Thames get into the lane, dribble penetration, floater just wouldn't drop. But Utah State doing a good job of keeping the Aztecs off the offensive glass.
Must-see TV here tonight from Logan, Utah. Aggies are 10-1 at home in this building this year. Pacific, the only team to win here. No one in Mountain West Conference play has won in this building yet. 1-point Aztec lead. Medlin to the corner. Rowland. Dish out. Moore has been the hero. Will we get another chance? That's off the mark. And the rebound corralled by Quinn.
Utah State's got a foul.
And they do with 16.1 to go, and Rowland will commit his 5th personal, and he'll be disqualified. All right, now you talk about San Diego State, who's going to get 2 free throws again. They are 10 of 17 at the free throw line in this game. That's 58%. 65% from the charity stripe on the year.
But if you're the Aztecs, you've got the one guy at the line that you want. Xavier Thames coming into tonight shooting almost 81%. So you expect him to hit both, but you're hoping for him to miss one.
X is 3 for 4 at the free throw line.
Now, if he makes this, obviously, there's plenty of time. You can get to the basket, take a good 2 if you have it, but you're probably going to look for a 3. If he misses it, you just go for the first good shot.
Utah State has made 4 second-half threes, but it's felt like an eternity since they buried their 4th. That was in the opening few moments. And a 3-point advantage for San Diego State with 16.1 to go. Xavier Thames, 21 points, 3 assists. Remember, he opened the proceedings 3 for 11 from the field.
But he scored in a few different ways. 3-pointer off the catch, 3-pointer off the pick and roll, getting to the basket in transition, turning the corner to little floaters. The one thing he really has not done a great job of tonight is getting other guys involved, getting them the ball. Their Aztec offense has been stagnant at times tonight.
Xavier Thames finally injury-free. He'd been battling a bum knee and a bum back that had cost him games the last 2 years. But Steve Fisher saying this week that X is playing at an elite level this year, and that is exactly why we are 17-1, and no one expected us to be 17-1 with Chase Tapley departing and Jamal Franklin rather going on to the NBA. They wound up losing 3 starters from last year's team. So Utah State be down 3, 16.1 to go. Shot clock is off. Their big 3-point threats are Medlin, who's 4 of 7 in this game. Butterfield is terrific on the year, but he's just 1 of 2. So you would have to think Medlin's going to get a look here.
I would definitely agree with you. I think they're going to run some type of double screen action for Spencer Medlin. They ran it twice early in the second half where he knocked it down. I would anticipate them to come back with the same type of action. Now, if you're San Diego State, you want to take them off the 3-point line. Don't let them get a clean look. Make them get in something inside the arc, and then they've got to rebound the basketball.
Medlin is a 45% shooter from beyond the arc. Struggled on Thursday, 0 for 5, or Wednesday night against UNLV. See if he has an opportunity to send this one into overtime, or will the Aztecs escape with their 17th straight win? Get them to 7-0 in Mountain West Conference play, and they won't play again until next Saturday when they host Colorado State. Here we go. Aggies need a 3 to tie. Davis picked up the screen well. Butterfield, he'll try it for the tie, and will make it with 2.5 to go. San Diego State will try and win it. Here is Thames, and a whistle and a timeout by San Diego State with 2.3 to go.
Well, that's a big problem right there with a lot of things going on in college basketball. Do you foul right there? Do you let him get a look? It's a tough call. It's a 50-50 play, but here you see they switch the pick and roll. Josh Davis, good defense, gets the ball over to Butterfield. Right there, you can foul before he goes into a shooting motion. They let him get it pretty clean look, knocks it down. Unbelievable here in Logan, Utah.
That kid makes just his second 3 of the game. He shoots 47%. Tied at 57 with 2.5 to go. You have to think Xavier Thames is going to get a chance at a game winner here.
Well, the thing is, they're going to have to go the length of the floor. So we'll have to see what Coach Fisher has drawn up.
Will we have bonus basketball, or will San Diego State win their 17th in a row?
I'll tell you what, close games all over the Mountain West Conference early in league play.
That's because it's a great conference. You never get cheated in the Mountain West Conference. So Aztecs now length of the floor in 2.5 to go. They got that timeout before they got it into Thames, and he could bring it across half court. Thames set up at the free throw line. Long throw in. Thames has a chance to win it. It's up, and it is no good. And we are headed to overtime. We told you it would be tight.
Well, length of the court pass. Heck of a catch for Xavier Thames to even grab it in a crowd and then to get it off. I mean, Utah State very grateful that that ball didn't go down. But you know what? Wouldn't expect anything less in Mountain West play this year.
So San Diego State will go into overtime for the first time this season. Utah State played an overtime game in this building against UC Santa Barbara back on the 20th of December and came away with a 6-point victory, 77-71. Well, it was another good defensive effort by San Diego State. Look, they hold teams to 55.4 a night on average. Utah State got 57. Again, the Aztecs' downfall is shooting less than 40% of the game.
You're absolutely right. I mean, there's two things that jump out at you. In the second half, San Diego State only got 2 offensive rebounds, and Utah State got hot in the second half from the three-point line, knocked down 5, which may not seem like a lot, but against the San Diego State defense, that is on fire.
And they went about 15 minutes without making a 3 and hit it at the perfect time. Butterfield right there, again, against a team that defends the 3-point to the tune of the 2nd best in the country, only behind UNLV at less than 30%.
Well, that's the whole thing. Good offense always beats great defense, and on that possession, it's a perfect example of that.
Now Utah State's going to go into the overtime period here without Jared Shaw. He fouled out. Tennille Rowland fouled out, so 2 starters are out. The only other guy in foul trouble is Jordan Stone. And the Aztecs have 4 apiece from Winston Shepard and Akil Quinn. So they did, in fact, change that foul on Quinn. That's why he got to stay in the ballgame after it came up as number 5 on our score sheet. Aztecs with the opening possession of overtime. Here's Thames, 21 to lead all scorers. Trying for the assist as he gets it to Spencer for the slam dunk.
Great job on that pick and roll by Xavier Thames. Turning the corner, getting in the teeth of the defense, finding Skylar Spencer on the roll for the finish dunk.
Marcel Davis takes possession. Butterfield, a hero at the end of regulation. Making that 3 with 2.5 to play. Medlin gives it up to Moore, and he has the lay-in on the baseline.
And again, defensively, San Diego State doesn't have the attention to detail that they've had throughout the year. Their weak side rotation has been a step slow most of the night.
Jalen Moore, 7 of 10 from the floor, 14 points. Entry pass inside to Davis, and Davis got around Stone, and Davis got called for the offensive foul.
Well, that's the correct call, but good job of getting the ball inside off the pass against the zone to attack it. But you can't hook like that right in front of the ref on the baseline. You get called every time.
And another steal for San Diego State. That's their 10th of the game. Here's Thames. Making a bid for Mountain West Conference Player of the Year, a 3rd of the season in. Been outstanding. Floater, and bangs it off the glass.
Well, he does it on both ends. Defensively, he gets his hands on a lot of balls. He's their leader on the point of attack defensively. Then offensively, he's just a big shot maker for this team.
23 for Xavier Thames. Thames had a career-high 29 against Marquette in that wooden legacy at Fullerton. Butterfield, the hero at the end of regulation, does it again.
Why not? San Diego State tried to down that pick and roll, not allow him to use it. He would not be denied, came off it anyways. Therefore, there's no big showing on that pick and roll. Allows Spencer Butterfield a clean look.
19 for Butterfield. Utah State back on top by 1.
Utah State back in this zone. Aztecs got to get dribble penetration. Get some movement. A little stagnant right now offensively.
What a great Saturday night basketball game. Quinn with 4 to shoot, missed. Coming up on 2 to go in overtime. Butterfield, he'll take the 3. And Thames runs down the rebound on the baseline. Xavier to give the Aztecs back the lead. That's a tough shot he hits from just inside the free throw line. 63-62 San Diego State.
Drag, pick and roll in transition. Jordan Stone got caught in the paint. That's a little pull up there by Xavier Thames.
Meantime, the Aztecs, they've never beaten the Aggies. 4th ever meeting, they're 0-3. They lost in this building in 62. Entry to Stone, and Spencer with a block. Davis came away with it. That's 2 big blocks in the stretch here for the sophomore from L.A. Price.
Well, he averages about 2.5 blocks per game. Very active on the defensive end.
Aztecs by 1. Here's Thames. Jordan Stone picked him up and forced the turnover as Thames went to his left in front of his bench. That's only the 6th turnover of the basketball game for San Diego State. Now the officials, Randy McCall wants to take another look. You can do this now in overtime. Did that go off the foot of Stone?
Yes, it did. It did go off the foot of Jordan Stone, but this pick and roll, as compared to the previous one in transition, he's up at the point of the screen, hedging. It did not allow Xavier Thames to turn the corner.
San Diego State is going to get that basketball. So they reverse the call. Randy McCall gets it right. They've been doing that tonight, the officials.
San Diego State has got to be aware there's 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to be able to get into something quickly.
59.1 to go. Thames with 2 to shoot. Long range 3 is good. Oh, talk about the ice water in your veins.
He might be the player of the year. Big time shot as the shot clock winds down.
He's got 28. No other Aztec is in double figures. And another turnover. And an unopportune time for Utah State, and Medlin the foul. The Aztecs have a 4-point lead with 38.9 to go.
Shot clock going down. Pick and roll up top against the zone defense. Xavier Thames over the top of Preston Medlin. Good defense, better offense.
How about this? Xavier Thames 3 for 11 to start, 7 for his last 10. 28 points on 10 of 21 shooting. And again, 81% for the free throw line.
Well, here's the thing. You want to have somebody on your team who wants the ball in pressure situations and who can make plays. San Diego State has that guy in Xavier Thames. Showed it at Kansas, has showed it a number of other times throughout the year, but absolutely showing it here tonight.
29 points for Thames. Matches a career high. Butterfield for 3 off the front of the rim. Davis has the rebound. And a foul on Winston Shepard. 27.8 to go and a 5-point lead for San Diego State. Third on Butterfield.
And here's the thing. With the way San Diego State shoots free throws, this game is not over. With the way that Utah State has shot the ball, in particular with Medlin and Butterfield in the second half and in overtime, they've still got a chance.
However late, San Diego State has made 3 of their last 4 at the charity stripe. Keeps the door open ever so slightly for Utah State.
Well, it's still a 2-possession game. If Shepard were to make both, it'd be a 3-possession game. You would almost say it's over no matter what. Here, still giving life to Utah State.
Aggies have made 8 3-point shots. 6 of them have come here in the second half. It's a 6-point game. Marcel Davis drives in. He would attempt the easy shot, take the easy one, and was off the mark. Goes out of bounds, so Utah State's going to retain possession with 21 seconds to go. Medlin into Moore. The crowd has been taken out of it here. Here's Moore driving in. He's got a new career high with 16 points. And a quick timeout by Utah State in what is a 4-point game. We'll step aside when we come back. The conclusion from the Spectrum in Logan. Aztecs by 4. 7th-ranked San Diego State trying to kill the last 16.2. They'll certainly have to do it playing defense and at the free throw line. They have Xavier Thames to thank for the fact that they have a 4-point lead with 16.2 to go. Well, a career high 29.
Big play after big play here in overtime. There, a little floater in the lane. Shot clock running down. Knocks it down over the top of Preston Medlin, but he's done it on both ends of the floor. Making big shots, getting hands on balls, deflections, steals on the defensive end. Again, making his case to be the player of the year in the Mountain West Conference.
Think he'll have an opportunity here probably to rewrite his career high. Aztecs want to try and get this basketball to him. He's their best shooter at the free throw line. He gets it in, and he'll be fouled by Davis. And now an opportunity at the line for points 30 and 31. More importantly, if you're an Aztec fan, you hit those 2, you're up 6. Back to a 2-possession game with 15.4 to go. There it is, new career high for Thames, 30 for the Washington State transfer.
Now, I would expect San Diego State to be able to switch absolutely every screening action coming down, not fouling, making sure they finish the play with a rebound.
6-point advantage. Here's Davis driving in. He'll take the easy one with 10.1 to go. 4-point advantage. And there's a timeout by San Diego State before the inbound.
That might be the one mistake Xavier Thames has made in the second half and overtime. If you're the best free throw shooter, don't grab the ball to throw it inbounds. You let somebody else get that ball, get it to you. You be the one to get fouled, get yourself to the free throw line, and put 2 more points on the board.
Here's what San Diego State has coming up. They have this week off. They'll get the bye until Saturday. Then they'll be home at Viejas Arena on Saturday afternoon here on ESPNU. Then at Boise State, they lost last year at Taco Bell Arena. At Wyoming, a game you and I will be doing on the 11th. And then Air Force. There are very few gimmies in the Mountain West Conference. You told me you think this team can run the table. They've got the talent.
I do, but to win on the road in this conference is extremely difficult. That game at Boise State will be tough. That game at Wyoming, you know, they don't get the fanfare and the notoriety that a lot of the other teams in the Mountain West Conference get, but Larry Shyatt does an amazing job of getting those guys prepared night in and night out, and that's a tough place to play.
This time O'Brien the inbound to Thames. Back to O'Brien. They'll try and kill some time, and O'Brien gets fouled. Still a 2-possession game, and unless O'Brien doesn't make the free throw here, and then there's, you know, a fouled 3-pointer. San Diego State just a few seconds away from being 6-0 on the road this year. 4-0 on the road in conference play. 7.2 to go. 6-point gain. Clifford will try a 3. He makes it with 0.7 to go. And on the inbound, a foul with 1/10 of a second to go, and that should do it. A 3-point game with 0.1 to go. Now, if you're San Diego State, the best thing to do, make one of these and miss the second one, because all you can do with 0.1 to go is tap it in. So you don't want to give Utah State even the slimmest of hope with maybe an inbound throw. Have to be one heck of a chuck. Have to be like a Russell Wilson chuck down the field.
This is Shepard shooting 2.
That should do it. San Diego State is going to win their 17th in a row. Second longest streak in school history. That 34-3 team won 20 in a row. This team just very well might eclipse that mark. After the inbound, and it's the San Diego State Aztecs who come away with a win in overtime. Some big threes by Utah State in a great environment, but it shows you just how good 7th-ranked San Diego State is. They shoot 42%, still come away with a 5-point win in overtime. Story in this one, Xavier Thames, 31 points. Winston Shepard had 10, and the Aztecs have won 17 in a row. 7th-ranked team in the Associated Press is 18-1. For our great crew and Dan Dickau, I'm Steve Quist. Let's send it to Matt Schick and Adrian Branch in our studio.